If you keep losing money, it's obviously because just kidding. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys didn't take my video last night in a negative way. It was just more constructive criticism, right? I always try to preach keeping it simple, especially when direction is super, super clear. That's all we're going to be talking about in today's video. And it seemed like a lot of people did really like yesterday's video because it was direct and straight to the point. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. As of right now, I'm trading SQQQ. I probably will not stop trading SQQQ until we actually begin to see that NASDAQ is doing something that it hasn't done, right? So on the 5-minute time frame, it's very easy to see these lower highs and lower lows. Yes, there are times that QQQ does begin to rise, but then it gets rejected at the moving average, the moving average, the moving average, and the moving average. So as long as it continues to stay below the moving average, then the market is still bearish, right? It's very, very simple. I actually just bought the dip on SQQQ on a quick little trade because it continues to form this like ascending support, but we do have a very solid resistance level right around 2150. So I don't know if we're going to break above that. We could get rejected, but as of right now, all of big tech is selling off, right? Also, the big thing, right, especially if you're not so much of a day trader, but maybe trying to look more for the bigger picture. Maybe you're trying to see, I want to enter, swing trades or long-term plays, right? What would kind of tell us that maybe this bear rut is kind of over, right? On the 30-minute time frame, we have not been able to even break above, right? On the moving average, you can see that every time we retest, rejection, 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 all that good stuff, nothing. We're nowhere close to that. As of right now, yes, market has pulled back a significant amount. The cheap can always get cheaper, and we need to respect that. And the last thing that I want to share with you is, well, what should you do, right? Because obviously, market is oversold, so maybe you feel uncomfortable going into SQQQ, and I 100% I respect that. I don't think you should ever do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. But just because you think one side is oversold doesn't mean that you should enter the other side in hope of it actually recovering when there's no indication of that. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made before, that once I sell one side of a trade, I either enter the short or the inverse of the other side because I think that, well, if I'm done with this one, then I should be entering this one. And that's not the case. Sometimes staying cash, especially when either direction is unclear or confirmation is not in your favor yet, is probably more favorable. How many times have you sold one trade and then you enter the inverse of it, right? And then it just continues to go the same way that it was before, right? It's one of the worst feelings because you're like, man, I should have just held. Now you're at dollar cost averaging down and you're just digging yourself into a deeper hole. Guess what? Today is Friday. And even if you end up not trading today, who cares, right? 252 trading days in a year. What's one day, right? Do not overcomplicate your trading. Again, I hope that you see this as words of encouragement. There's no major economic report that's being released today. There's just a lot of negative market sentiment. Right now, there was a new report that was just shared with me within our LPP live trading session, and it talked about a Fed official talking about that the expectation for the next CPI data report is inflation to come in at 3.8%. We currently sit at 3.2 or 3.3 if I'm not mistaken. So if these expectations continue to be shared and then they get factored into the market, they could drive the market down further and further. So again, if you don't want to go short, I respect that, but that doesn't mean that you need to go on the opposite side and then go long when direction is simply against you, right? There's nothing wrong with staying cash, and sometimes staying cash, at least it's not red, right? It gives you the option to take advantage of any opportunity when it presents itself rather than being stuck on a bad trade. And I think that we can all agree that that is much better. So I hope and wish you an amazing Friday. If you have any questions, I would love to answer it. You can shoot me a direct message via Discord, and that's the first link, or via Instagram, and that's the third link in the description down below. I do work with one team and one team only, and that is my Learn Plan Profit team, and that is the second link in the description down below. They are the only team that I work with on a closer basis. They get to watch me trade live every day, and right now we are running our biggest sale, and it's $175 off. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and again, the second link in the description description down below whenever you feel ready. I appreciate your time. I wish you an amazing weekend. I'll see you on Monday for our live trading session. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.